Here, now let's take a look at like a comparable one with within the Minecraft space, where I guess communities can get
What's up with
upset.
that, huh? Wacky, goofy shit going on there. This is probably the millionth video talking about Minecraft stands on YouTube, but I wanted to kind of talk about something that just happened that's kind of got my ass greased up a little bit. I'll just break it all down for you, give you the full lore update, although I'm sure most of you know. On Twitter, one of the biggest, most toxic communities is the Minecraft stan community, with people that are extremely obsessed with Minecraft content creators on the internet. And this community eats itself alive. This shit is actual cannibalism. If you see a Minecraft stan on Twitter, just assume that they've tasted human flesh before. They're like little piranhas or catfish, just constantly eating shit for no reason. They just go out of their way to make themselves as miserable as possible and find things to be upset about. And it's usually the things they love the most. They absolutely murder the content creators that they're obsessed with. If anything goes even slightly...
I have no idea what Charlie's talking about here. Shocking revelation to me.
awry with the perfect...
No, the main difference is I'm older. And the main difference is, like, I didn't learn my political opinion. I mean, I kind of grew into my political opinions also on the internet. But I wasn't 17 on the internet and extremely online with, like, every single thing that I do being monitored by people who, like, document every instance and judge every minor infraction. So that's it. That's the big difference. So I have the bandwidth to just be like, fuck off, shut up, you don't know any better. And I also have the personal experience of seeing so many people go through their own growth period of learning about leftist values and learning about leftist ideas, and then being like over the top and overboard and super rad lib and vindictive almost towards people that they feel as though they that have wronged them. So yeah, that's the difference.
image they have of their Minecraft YouTuber, they lose their fucking mind about it and go on absolute Twitter rampages and trend everything about it. So recently this happened with TommyInnit. TommyInnit, very popular Minecraft player. He's a 17-year-old kid. And these bloodthirsty warriors on Twitter recently blasted him multiple times over the course of a couple days, and then he finally made an announcement saying that it's just been too much for his mental health and he's having to go to therapy now and doesn't really want to engage online anymore, which is pretty extreme considering he's a 17-year-old kid. So they successfully bullied a child for nothing. With
I mean, they themselves are fucking children too, for the most
like
part.
this, you would have expected it to be something extreme that caused it, like a video of Tommy slitting the throat of a puppy, or Tommy doing something crazy like saying he doesn't like BTS music. But it wasn't anything like that. He got all of this shit happening to him for a very lighthearted joke, which we'll get to in a minute. But I want to explain, he's not just going to like up and quit the internet as far as I know. It's just mainly targeted towards Twitter. He no longer wants to be there, which is completely understandable. Twitter is the most miserable place on the planet. It'd be more fun to live in an active war zone than it would be to spend an hour on Twitter. Truly vile garbage with absolute trash people on that platform.
So they were sending him death threats? Okay, get to the point, Charlie. God damn it, Charlie.
I want to explain one more time just how ridiculous the Minecraft...
Okay, we know Minecraft is ridiculous. Okay.
The pure generalization, but it has led to so many horrible things for...
Okay, I just want the video, dude. I want to know what's going on. Is this it? Damn it.
It's like, everyone seems to think that it's this big thing. It's like, I only mentioned it, really, on stream, because I wanted to, like... Everyone seems to think that it's this big thing, like, God, he must be unwell, but I just, like, dude, it's fucking cool, man. It's cool. I don't want there to be a stigma around it. So I wasn't gonna mention it, but, you know, I thought I didn't want there to be a stigma. The last thing... Listen, I know, I'm sorry. I am generally sorry. Let me read out my notes, you know? I don't always know what I'm on about. Listen, Schlatt is a good friend of mine, but I think he makes some shit jokes and some dumb jokes that I don't always agree with. And that wasn't me saying when I'm going, he's a good guy. Me going, I agree with absolutely every last thing he does. So I'm sorry everyone got... Second thing,
That's it? So wait, what was the reason? Come on, I know you're in here, Minecraft stands. Give me the reason for why... TommyInnit was getting people were getting upset at TommyInnit. How old is he? Also, I need age. I don't know. I understand that he's a bruv. Okay, first and foremost. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is a bruv. Okay, he's a oi bruv. So there's that. He's 17 years old. He's a 17-year-old. It sounds like he says Schlatt is a good guy and Schlatt did the blackface thumbnail. Okay.
For the content creators and really Twitter as a whole. Pretty much anytime anything happens with a Minecrafter, it trends #1, blocking out actual important things in the world. So it really is true.
Wrong. Actually, this is an actually important thing in the world, that a 17-year-old content creator said that another Minecraft content creator was a good guy. So suck it, Charlie. Your privilege is showing, okay? Your inexperience is unfathomable, honestly. So
Truly just an overall detriment to have this level of celebrity worship be commonplace and normalized on Twitter. I really think parents need to do a better job of raising their children and monitor their online activities, because what's happening is these YouTubers are unintentionally raising a whole generation of kids. And if it's not the YouTubers doing it, it's the children in the fandom raising other children on Twitter to join the fandom like a fucking cult. It's like Lord of the Flies shit with children raising each other, which is why you're having things like this happen. So let's get to the TommyInnit situation that brought all this up. And it really wasn't just like one thing in particular, but it really started when Tommy made a joke about J Schlatt. The tweet's been deleted and I actually can't find a screenshot of it, but basically he replied.
They included a few J Schlatt's moments in this video. Do they not know of his wrongdoings? Do they not know? I'm not happy, Dream.
To a tweet.
I'm doing an accurate rendition. I'm doing an accurate reading for you guys to fully get into the game. Oi, bruv, Aiden's fucking mad, bruv. You mental, innit? You fucking watch her, mate.
Saying, like, J Schlatt's a bad guy, mockingly. And then the Minecraft stands got really upset about
He's getting canceled because he made some jokes about Twitter canceling Schlatt. That's it?
About this, so they trended something called Tommy Neg, meaning Tommy negative, so it's just them.
That's my funniest, that's a very interesting thing, was like, yeah, the specification that, like, whenever there's a negative commentary about a content creator, about a CC on Minecraft Twitter, they say, like, they specify, like, I'm about to say negative stuff.
Shitting all over Tommy to make it trend, so you could just see nothing but shit on Tommy because they didn't like.
Okay, in the 2016, 2017, or like post-Gamergate era, where Radlib Tumblr activists would actually do like a full-blown Twitter thread, the infractions on the other side of the people that they were yelling at were still, like, at least somewhat cancelable offenses. Like, they were actually, you know, bad things that the individual had personally done, right? Trigger warning, neg, you pretend like you're a leftist, but you don't even remind chat about the top of the hour ad break. Oh my fucking God! Oh my Lord, dude. Fucking, okay. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. That was pretty good. Pretty fucking good, dude. Good job. You know what? This is for you. This is for you, chatter. Top of the hour, boys. They tag it as neg for people who /literally think they're that creator. That I don't believe that. I don't believe that, like, people legitimately think that they are that creator. Dream should do something good with his audience and just pay one of his fucking nerds and make a block list that automatically blocks his toxic fucks for all the biggest Minecraft creators' Twitter accounts. And any creator that doesn't opt into the block list is basically endorsing the toxic shitters that do this stuff. It's actually interesting. Okay, so context. Tommy made a joke about Schlatt being a bad guy. Twitter got Tommy Neg trending in under 5 minutes, called him anti-black, etc. for hurting the minority Schlatt impacted by continuing to be friends with him. Hey, by the way, is the Discord back now? What a wonderful way to get started on overcorrective Radlib campaigns by announcing that Discord, I guess, is back. Is it back? Regarding Minecraft Twitter, they all just pretend there's nothing they can do, but solutions exist. They don't use them and then probably get stressed out IRL when their actual friends are getting shit cannon aimed at them. It's pretty nuts. I mean, dude, I have tried. I mean, I talked to Dream at this point. Like, there are things that you can do, but all of that genuinely revolves around, like, whipping your community a little bit. and whipping it into shape. Like, you got to do that. And it doesn't matter. I mean, these guys have a much larger community than I do. And they do have, like, you know, they run into very similar problems that I run into all the time. Dream watches you now. He's a Hasan frog. Good. Anyway.
That he was making light about schlatt. Schlatt is apparently a very problematic figure in the Minecraft community. I don't know what the fuck he did, but it sounds like he must have beat up.
But in a weird way, like, I low-key feel as though, like, the fact that schlatt is seen as, like, a evil villain in some circles is, again, a fucking, is again, just showing me how far we've come. Okay? Because, my God, dude. I mean, I looked at the stuff that people were, like, upset about with respect to what schlatt has done. And it's, like, literally having, like, someone else who drew blackface in terms of, like, cancellation and him using it as a thumbnail and people being like, that's, oh my God. You know what I mean? That's, like, the worst thing that anyone could ever do. Yeah, blackface is unacceptable. Like, it's not good. Certainly. You know what I mean? The majority of this community thought schlatt was a POS until you shot that down. Probably. But a lot of people thought he was like an authentic conservative and not doing a bit and playing a character. Anyway, so as I was saying, like, even schlatt's like worst offenses as I've seen are like pretty fucking basic. Pretty basic, like, internet gamer behavior that doesn't even meet the metric of, like, most fucking gamers. So whenever I see people getting upset over that sort of thing, I get excited because I see that, like, we have moved in the positive direction. But of course, like, it takes time and people will inevitably calm down and have more grounded world views. And that's it.
Everyone's dad and then fucked all of their moms in that community. They hate him. They have labeled him every awful thing that you can possibly think of, from a racist to a homophobe to a Nazi to a transphobe. All of it has been slapped onto schlatt. I have no idea what the fuck went on there. But then the community got riled up and they were trying to cancel Tommy because of his friendship with schlatt. Basically, what stans want is complete control over their favorite Minecraft creator. They want to treat him like a fucking doll or an action figure that they can move around and do what they want. Like, they're the...
It is definitely backseating. Like, it's backseating life. But I can't help but feel like it's a give and take, right? Like, if they're doing this to their favorite content creators when it's like something that's like legitimately bad or wrong, that's one thing. And even then, it needs to come from a place of like tolerance and empathy, especially if that content creator has like changed.
Puppeteers and then the marionette dancing on the strings for him. So they wanted him to end his friendship. They were talking about how hurt they were by Tommy. I swear to God, if they found out Tommy's mom made an offensive joke in the late 80s, they would demand Tommy kill her in order to earn their forgiveness. It is wild how much control they want over the Minecraft content creators. I honestly don't know how more of them haven't snapped at the stans and how some of them even encourage the behavior. They get eaten alive by it. They're literally encouraging a swarm of locusts that peel their fucking flesh off at the drop of a hat over nothing. I don't know why it isn't taking a firmer stance. I understand there's not a whole lot of things you can do, and I know a lot of them do try and be responsible with the stans and like the power of it and try and point out bad behavior. But I think just a blanket statement, just completely fucking stop standing, you know, just block every stan or something, like, I don't know. But it's only with Minecraft. Mr. Beast is 3 times the size of even the biggest Minecraft player, and he has none of this shit. Mr. Beast community is like the nicest on the internet. They're constantly uplifting each other, aside from the people that try and scam. But, I mean, that's always going to happen. I mean, especially nowadays with like NFTs and shit. You can't do too much about that. But Mr. Beast community is significantly larger than any Minecraft community, and you don't see any of this from them. So there's clearly a way of doing it. It's just, I can tell you the way they're currently going about it, which is like encouraging it and like nodding at it, like, hey, maybe trend this on Twitter, is the wrong way of doing it. Because then you'll have shit like this happen.
Streamers mad at everything but racism. Well, of course streamers are going to get mad at everything. Well, the but racism part is fucking ridiculous because I'm a streamer that addresses racism literally every fucking day. Okay? And I'm telling you right now that getting upset at people like collaborating or being friends with another content creator who has in the past engaged in like infractions that you consider to be racist, that are racist actually, like some of the stuff is bad. That's the difference. Like people react to the mere mention of schlatt and like content creators in a degree that is like beyond what the actions that they themselves engaged in, where it's like they make it seem like schlatt wore blackface and did like a minstrel show.
Or a good guy like Tommy gets fucked in the ass by the community. It's crazy. But again, I'm getting sidetracked. This is actually a pretty passionate topic.
People were only mad at Tommy because he was poking fun at people who were upset at schlatt. Yeah, but he's right to do so. Like, people do go overboard. People do go way overboard.
For me, because it's so unhealthy both for the Minecraft player and the people that obsess over him. It's not good for any of the parties involved here at all. They're both constantly like a parasitic relationship and constantly miserable because of it. But anyway, so after this whole Twitter debacle with the schlatt joke, Tommy had a stream. And in the stream, the chat went nuts. In the stream, he asked the community to educate him on some things and just shed some light on some topics he wanted more information about. The chat was constantly calling him homophobic, questioning why he wasn't more politically active, as if that's his responsibility to be a fucking political activist for you. He's a Minecraft player. He doesn't need to, also go with your exact ideals on how things should be in the world. Tommy has done everything he can to go out of his way to be as inclusive as possible to everyone from every community. I think he's an actual really good guy. And to be completely shit on, even though he's done so much for so many people, is just absolutely repugnant. The chat from some of the shit I've seen was awful. And during the stream, that's when he mentioned that the bullying on Twitter's just gotten too bad and he's getting therapy now as a way of coping with it and getting over it to try and be a happier person in light of all of this shit. And to no one's surprise, Twitter didn't lay off the gas. In fact, they used this against him, mocking him for getting therapy. Some of them even saying he has no right to get therapy. He's not a victim. The people he hurt with his friendship are the victims, and the jokes...
Okay, those are like, there's no shot that that's like the overwhelming majority of the community saying stuff like that. That's definitely fringe as fuck. Like, no shot. No fucking shot. Like, I'm sure many people have said stuff like that, but those are fringe. Like, we look at a community of that magnitude, that size, and think like, holy fuck, there's 1,000 people that said that. That is a fucking minor part of that community overall. So like, from our point of view, we're like, that's an insane amount of people. That's a lot of fucking people. And by the way, to the content creator himself, that is a very real amount of people shitting on him. However, it's not the entirety of the community. That sounds crazy.
That he's made, those are the victims, not Tommy, so he doesn't deserve therapy. I wish I could find some of these tweets that I was reading, but unfortunately a lot of these cowards deleted them now after more people became aware of this awful situation they created.
Oh, they do that shit all the time too. They'll get like a fucking a Twitter thread trending with like 10k fucking likes, and then the moment someone fucking calls it out, like the moment I call out a thread like that, immediately boom, private, delete thread, all of it. It's like, well, okay, but you already put it out there, and then also on top of that, hella people saw it, and then also on top of that, you're gonna literally go back to that thread and like put it up again next time some shit happens.
But it is really some of the worst things you can imagine from a community that's supposed to be all positive and all about educating Tommy on how to be a better person when they themselves are horrible people. Horrible people, the things I was reading. And then the weirdest thing is, like, I'll click on some of these and then I'll read some of their tweets and it's absolutely awful. It's just hateful. Like,
I don't give a fuck if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're privileged and face no type of oppression, but still continue to victimize yourself instead of holding yourself accountable and apologizing to all fucking minorities you've hurt. Goddamn. Dude, it is like, dude, that's not good, man. That's literally not good. Especially because, like, listen, if Tommy literally did fucking blackface, and then people yelled at him for doing blackface, and then he turned around and was like, I'm the real victim here, then that's one thing, okay? But that's not what he fucking did. God damn, dude. That is nuts. You always minimize these takes as fringe, but these Tumblr Andes are a lot larger of a fan base than I think you realize. No, I get it.
On this one in particular, there's this tweet. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but even if it is, then you're an absolute hypocrite because you're mad at Tommy for jokes that are insensitive, and then you'll say something like this, and that's okay. You even use a homophobic slur, and apparently that's okay for you to do. Like, I don't get it. It's like these Minecraft police officers, professional Twitter warriors are asking you to do. Like, I don't get it. It's like these Minecraft police officers, professional Twitter warriors are actually not that great of people themselves. As always, don't go harass anyone in the video or anyone that participated in any of this. Don't do that shit. That makes you just as bad, if not worse, than the people that actually participated, so just fucking don't. And this isn't the only account like this. This isn't the most popular tweet, obviously, from all of that. In fact, this one, I think, only ever got up to like 2K likes before it was deleted, or if it even got deleted. I just can't find it now. All I could find was this old screenshot of it. But there were multiple accounts where you'd click on it and you'd see some...
As I've said before, you're not being like you're not being an agent for positive change, and instead you're kind of masking, in some instances you're kind of masking being a fucking asshole under the patina of social justice, and like you're weaponizing actually valid concerns and causes to meet your own personal and oftentimes selfish desires. The desire to get recognition from your own community, the desire to come across as, you know, more woke and more understanding than others. And there's an ecosystem that feeds into this behavior with likes and retweets, and that shit makes it significantly worse, especially when there is no other interaction that you could have had as a fucking child for the past year because of COVID. That's where a lot of this stems from. Bro, I feel like that's your whole community. Well, that's crazy. Everybody keeps saying that's my whole community, but here I am criticizing this sort of behavior, and most people in my community are in agreement with me. It's almost like this is an issue that we talk about all the time, and instead you ascribe these sorts of values to this community because that's your understanding of liberalism in general, which is also another criticism that I have of Minecraft Twitter, because that's why dumbass, moronic, baboon reactionaries literally look from the outside and think, oh, this is how all liberals are. They're all libtards, brother. Yeah, it makes it look bad, okay? And I have like, I have Minecraft stands in here. Anytime there's like a Minecraft stand Twitter account that like shits all over a creator, I go and look. I'm like, oh God, I hope this is not a follower of mine. And half the time they are followers of mine that have written those threads. And when I criticize those threads, they get upset at me too. I'm worried about a backlash. I really am. I feel like this is going to radicalize people in the wrong way again. I'm worried about two things. One, a lot of these kids like growing out of their like previous political points of view and becoming like a pendulum shift or a pendulum swing over to the other side and becoming like reactionary Nazis. That's something that I'm like worried about. I'm also worried about other people on the outside, like that are in the margins, that are apolitical otherwise, getting radicalized into being more and more reactionary by seeing the behavior of Minecraft stands. If anything, the worsening economic conditions mean a lot more people will become leftists because they understand the left lib mindset already. I mean, I don't know. I think that economic instability creates an environment ripe for radicalization. But in a lot of instances, given that we do live in a society that's white supremacist in its foundations, a lot easier for people to radicalize towards fascism rather than the other way around. This stinks of baby's first political stands. They'll grow out of it, but hopefully not to the right. Yeah, I am worried about that.
Truly awful vitriol where they were just spewing some genuine hateful shit. The things that they were saying they didn't like, you know, trying to spread positivity, and then you go on their actual Twitter and it's nothing but hate and negativity. Just all around, this shit made me really mad today. Like I said, I think Tommy's a good kid. I think he had a lot of success at a very young age, and I don't think he let it get to him. Like, I feel like he's not going to become a douchebag or anything, even though he's already a multi-millionaire with a following of, like, tens of millions of people constantly worshiping him. He's still able to stay level-headed. And he recognizes that Twitter's a horrible fucking place. And they bullied him off of it, and now are mad that he's off of it. So, when he left Twitter...
You weren't really soft this time. I remember you were being more direct and crazy against stands when Carl got canceled. I'm trying to be as approachable as possible while also practicing what I preach and being fucking empathetic to those who are currently being incredibly fucking like overboard and draconian and not good. The Carl situation is a lot different than Tommy's situation. I mean, not really. It's like both are fucking negligible and minor infractions that are not even like real infractions. It's just like one was a fucking Ice Poseidon fan, and the other is that he's like friends with Jay Schlatt. Like these are both like you know, not necessarily fucking cancelable offenses. Why are they directing all the hatred towards Tommy instead of Jay Schlatt? Because they know that they can't fucking cancel Jay Schlatt. That's it. That's why they go after Carl. That's why they go after Tommy. They go after whoever will listen to them. Because it gives them... I've talked about this before. Here, the last thing I'm going to say on this is this. Last thing I'm going to say before I go to LSF so Lil Krish doesn't fucking die here from LSF starvation is that I went through this. I saw this in the Obama administration. Okay? I've talked about this before. Racism is a systemic problem. There needs to be structural solutions to something as pervasive as white supremacy. So because we feel so helpless and so hopeless in meeting the demands or in meeting the needs necessary to tackle systemic issues, we focus on areas that we think we can change. And that's why people are like, cancel Colbert because he made a joke that's like anti-Asian. You know what I mean? And because they know brands will respond to it. Because corporations and brands in general don't want to offend anybody. Right? And that's precisely why these sorts of activist campaigns occur. The reason why it occurs in the way that it does is because these people will respond to it, and it makes people feel as though they've done something positive. Okay? That's it. That's why people do it. It comes from a place of helplessness and hopelessness for a lot of people who are actually like, you know, black, indigenous, people of color, who are actually marginalized. Like, it's just very difficult for them to tackle the systemic problems. So instead, they focus on whatever area that they can make like change that they consider to be meaningful. Here's Soda being a VTuber. Let's see.
Let's get serious here. Stop laughing. Here we go.
He's such an idiot, dude.